Let's talk about this story right here. We got this from Timcast.com. Quebec polls proposed tax on unvaccinated Canadians. Premier Francois Legault cited a desire to maintain social cohesion in his announcement on February 1st. I have to wonder what that might mean. I mean, that's incredible.
It means become ungovernable.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, this is sort of what we were talking about the other day when I was saying a huge reason this trucker convoy is a threat to them is because people realize they can stand up for themselves and don't have to obey every order. They're not going to be as effective when they try to impose things like this.
You mean like people have power or something?
Yeah, exactly.
What does that mean?
The people have all the power?
Whoa. Hold on. You mean like workers of the world are uniting? Or so? No, not like that.
Right. I think it's funny that I've pointed out, we've talked about, there's like a meme about whenever workers actually do start protesting, but it's for like the wrong direction, the left gets mad about it. Mm-hmm. And it's never been exemplified better than it is now with truckers, workers of the world, uniting in opposition to government authoritarianism. And now they're all getting angry about it. But the point of the story is to maintain social cohesion. Yeah, it's working. It's having an impact. When people stand together and push back and honk their horns, the powers that be recoil in fear.
I mean, I just love seeing these comments where, so it's like somebody screaming, I just can't take it anymore. These racist white supremacists, they're in there in the downtown and whatever there. And then and the response is just honk, honk.
Yeah.
This reminded me in China when they took this app off young people's phone to have basically funny stuff and talk about their private, sex and dating. And the government even banned that app. And how did they protest it? To find our own people, they go out and Didi, they push their car. Didi,
really?
Didi's like, hey friend, hey comrade, Didi.
Because Didi was the name of the app, right?
No, it was like the car noise. Didi also is the app.
The name of the app was Didi.
Yeah, right. The Didi.
Wow.
Didi was like
so they were honking the horns, beep beep,
to make it sound like Didi.
It sounds like
also
Didi was the app that was
protest
banned.
against the government who took away people's entertainment. So that tells you the state of today's young people in China. They have no meanings in life.
I don't know if it was you posted it, Jack. Someone posted George Soros getting angry about what China was doing and speaking out against him. Was it you tweeted about that?
Bree Dale had tweeted it, and then I commented on that.
Someone said that Soros is finally realizing that.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, the West is going to be subservient to China in this, after this great reset or whatever.
Right. So, and you're seeing this, like Jake Tapper at CNN is now attacking China during the Olympics, and George Soros is out and come out and put this video. And so people are saying, hey, wait, what's going on? Like, why is Soros the guy who's Mr. Open Society, Mr. Color Revolution, who's spread so much misinformation, actual discord? He's the guy who funded all these crazy DAs across the United States that lets violent criminals out on the streets, and that's why homicides are at complete record highs just across the country. But suddenly he's against the CCP. What's this? And I said, no, guys, this is Game of Thrones stuff, right? This is stuff that's going on at the higher level. It's who gets to be senior partner, who gets to be junior partner. And the idea was the West thought they were going to be the senior partners, but suddenly they realized that if all the manufacturing is in another country, then guess what? That country's the one with the power.
I almost can't believe that's the reason, because how stupid do you have to be for these industrialists, these wealthy individuals, these global leaders to outright be like, no, it's fine if we move our manufacturing to China. It's a good thing. And now they hold all the cards and they're like, okay, maybe that was a bad thing.
Do you remember when Republicans, so Trump used to talk about this, and this was one of the singular issues, I think two of his biggest issues, immigration and China, right, were like two of the absolute biggest ones. And both of them revolve around the concept of sovereignty. But on those focused issues, he really changed the conversation on. And I remember when he started coming out and saying, we need to have steel tariffs because the steel industry is a matter of national security in the United States. There were so many of these like libertarian type conservatarian Republicans saying, what do you mean? What does that have to do with national security? That's just the steel industry. And we should have, the free flow of capital and goods and people across borders, and the free trade is really what matters. And he turns around and said, yeah, well, what if we get into a war with China and we can't make steel to build equipment for our military?
What if there's a global pandemic and we can't make vitamin C?
Oops.
Or antibiotics?
Right,
Womp
right.
womp.
That's why it's more than national security. It's a matter of life and death if you rely on them. So now you say they had the PPE mask, diplomacy, right? And they use that. And now, next, don't know what they use. And now they're bullying everybody.
So Lily, you actually lived under the communism in China. Now I'm curious, since we've last had you on, there's been a lot of developments with the vaccine mandates and all that stuff. I'm curious what your thoughts are on all of it and the similarities.
Well, I'm so encouraged by this truckers' Freedom Convoy. That's like, I have never seen Canadians are so excited about their country. We thought Canadian socialist country. I have been telling people their vaccine passport have a QR code on your cell phone. It will be just like China's social credit system. They'll track you nonstop, 24 hours a day.
Wow.
You have no privacy. Well, I have seen this one guy show me in Las Vegas his QR code on his cell phone from Saudi Arabia. He said, Lily, I have to have 3 shots in order to travel to Las Vegas for business. Wow. I said, well, how do you show them the papers? I show you. He showed me his QR code on his cell phone. I said, that looks like China's cell phone, social credit system. You're being tracked 24 hours a day. He said, what choice do I have? So I'm telling people in this country, Western world, if you let them to do that, it's end of you, basic human freedom.
It's Black Mirror. It's how have we made a TV show about this, and now it's not even been a couple of years, and we're already enacting it.
Yes, exactly.
I have friends of friends, stories I've heard about people who are currently traveling around in China, and it's like, oh yeah, you have to scan everything to get in everywhere. Mm-hmm. You got to be completely up to date, and then to get into any building, it's scanned and all tracked everywhere you go.
Well, for Beijing Olympics, which are coming down, they're locking down. So they have to be very careful about this because they don't want to lock down Beijing itself. And so the Olympics start, in 2 or 3 days, I think, and 3 days. And they're locking down various districts of Beijing, but they're not actually locking down the main centers yet. Now, they have this thing called the bubble, or if you're they call it being in the loop when you come in. But they're because they're pursuing the zero COVID strategy, even with that, they've had breakthrough cases inside that bubble. So what are they doing? If you're anywhere near there, if a single case comes out, they will lock you down inside a shopping mall. They're locking down entire office buildings.
For how long?
Until everyone tests negative.
So
zero COVID.
Zero COVID strategy.
So you're trapped in a mall for like 2 weeks.
So you're whatever it is.
Wow.
You're just locked in there.
I'm not surprised they were welding people's doors shut.
Precisely.
Yeah. I don't know why IOC would not delay it or change the location. And they also changed the human rights rules that they want to apply to, Paris, to other places, but not to Beijing. There's lots of questions needed to be raised. What is IOC doing in Beijing now with all that strict zero COVID lockdowns?
Well, are the athletes going to protest it and bail out, or are they just going to go along with it?
I haven't seen any athletes protesting it because I remember too, go back and look at the Rio Olympics, which were just a couple of years ago, and when Zika virus was going on, and I remember a lot of athletes saying, "Hey, I'm not going to go to Rio because I don't want Zika." Right? Well, we're seeing the exact same thing with the Omicron Olympics. But to answer your question, what's up with the IOC? I mean, it's pretty simple, and this is what I actually wrote about in Newsweek, and NBC's sending out this hitman to come after me. Is that I've heard people describe the relationship as something like elite capture, like the CCP has captured American elites, but it's not like that. It's actually elite merger. That's what we're seeing across the world. And so, yes, there's this argument over who gets to be senior partner and who gets to be junior partner. But at the end of the day, this has been a merger that's been in place for almost 30 years now, certainly since their ascension to the WTO. And that's why when you see these things like Hunter Biden's laptop or the fact that Barbara Boxer, the former senator from California, is now a registered agent of a CCP surveillance company, which actually makes the cameras for Xinjiang. Right? I mean, you could go look this stuff up.
But
right?
can you say it like Alex Jones now?
Oh, right. Well, you see, 30 years. 30 years. They've been setting us up. They've been selling us out. They're selling out your children. They're going to be hooked up to the CCP machines.
It's funny because when you talk about, you have, what is that picture of Klaus Schwab holding the Great Reset book or something?
Right.
The media told us it's a conspiracy theory. There's no Great Reset. And then he's like smiling with his book.
But he wrote the book.
It's just so insane how I gotta say, it does feel like we're winning when you get stories like the truckers pushing back, them starting to back down. They couldn't pull off what they thought they could pull off. And what I mean by that, I mean like these authoritarian political establishment elite types.
But you know what'll come next, right? You just wait. Give this like a couple of more days of the trucker protests, and you're immediately going to see the media flood the zone. Mark my words, screenshot this, whatever. I know we're live. You will see the media pushing stories about self-driving trucks very, very soon as a response to all of this.
Yeah.
And suddenly, and like, I remember because Yang talked about this a lot, and you're going to say, oh no, it'll be so great, and they won't get in accidents, and time will, they'll be able to travel faster because they don't have the time restrictions that truckers have, etc. That's the next thing that's coming, guaranteed.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to watch live, you can check out this channel Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Now, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and if you want more unfiltered and uncensored content with all of these guests, go to timcast.com and become a member. All of these guests you know and love in exclusive segments on our website where we are unrestricted in what we talk about, so you'll definitely not want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next time.